everyone, it's Peter here, Piotr Fisner. How you doing, guys? So today we've got a power supply. Power supply comes from the PC I was fixing the other day. Gaming PC. I had a CX graphic card installed, motherboard, and I think that's it. RAM CPU has left what it was, and the enclosure with the power supply left what it was. And guess what? It did maybe a few weeks, 2 weeks or something. I don't remember. You can check the videos. I don't remember which one. Gaming PC. I will actually wait. If somebody is interested, maybe better to say which one it is. Okay, guys. So I'm looking at it. It's number 32 video from repairs videos, because that's only those I'm numbering, and it's called Gaming PC No Picture Let's Fix It Part 3. Okay, I don't know if there was part 4 or something. It was part 3, and it was on the February 13th of 2023. So guess what's happening now? Now it turns out that this power supply doesn't switch on, but we've got 5 volts on the wires, and when I'm trying to hook it up, it just like it would try to catch up and failing. So that's mean usually it's a secondary, like you get a dangerous side, yes, the high voltage side, which you shouldn't touch if you're not trained, and then you've got low voltage side, which you've got 3.3, 5, 12, those minuses as well, doesn't matter, yes, all those. So observe the meter, it's in the mega ohms, and when I'm doing the orange, which is 3.3, as everybody knows, of course, yes, because who would not know it? And then when we're doing the black one, it's 24 ohms. Okay, so on the beep mode, if I would switch into the, it's beeping, yes. So continuity, that would be 0, but that's 24.8 ohms. I follow the track and I see that it's going through like diodes and some MOSFETs or something, and there is a double diode, and the double diode, it's anodes to cathodes, and cathodes goes into the middle, so it's a 3 pins, yes, anodes and into the cathodes, and that goes down. So when I'm doing measurement in between 2 anodes, they shouldn't come into the beeping mode, yes. So I'm doing it, and where it is, that's the first one here, 0. The opposite way on anodes, 0. That's in like disturbance, and that's 24.8. so I'll remove those 2 diodes in one packaging. That's like a TO220 or something packaging. I'll remove it and we will test it off the power supply, okay, and then we will see if that will be on that thing, then we've got a culprit. If that won't be the thing, then those 2 diodes in the one packaging will be fine. Then I need to follow the trace and look for the culprit. Be right back. Okay, and so we have it outside. Let me get probes. You can observe the readings. Oh, I love when they are tangled. So, okay, what do we have? We should have from the outside anodes, yes, which we shouldn't see a beep like we did see, and we can't see anymore. And then the opposite way should be the same. We shouldn't see anything. We don't see anything. Keep in mind we are on the beeping mode, yes, so it should be something. So we can say that it's not the fault of this thing, yes. So then anode to cathode, correct, 0.175 we see, yes, and then as well from the other side 0.17. so you see it's not the component which is faulty, it's something on the way which causing the short, and in that case we can solder it back because it's not the thing. Now from cathode to anode side we can see that it's pretty much the same. Now those who don't know, if you've got a metal top, usually in them it's the same what is the cathode, yes, so you've got a 0 on this one, just for those who don't know. But the question is, what's else on that power rail that is causing the issue? And that, I would say that this is a diode 1, diode 2, diode 3. Okay, so I'll test the other ones to save the time so that you don't have to wait so long, but I want you to, you know, to see how I see it, yes, because that was the first on the trace I could follow, and that's not the fault, so let me continue, okay? Okay guys, so I don't have very good news for the customer, unfortunately. Let us go again through the same steps, because as you see, transformer is out. So where we were? So we were anode to cathode. Oh. As you can see, in the diode mode is 0.333 drop now, so it's fine. And the same from the second anode to cathode. In between anodes, open loop. And from the cathode to anode, open loop. To the second one, open loop. So no more issue. Now let's check another diodes, because there are more. In between anodes, nothing. Cathode to anode, nothing. Anode to cathode, oh. Proper drop, 488. Same story here, 492, proper drop. That one don't have because we've got it removed, yes, that's why. And the last diode, look, that's smaller, and that's worrying me. Why? You know why this has only 189 drop from anode to cathode? For those who haven't noticed that, look here, anode to cathode. 488, I would say it's a good one. 180, that would be about Schottky diode, you know, like quicker diode. So I need to check if what's the specification of the second one. And both sides are 189, yes. It's still not short, but it's, you know, it's shorter. Now open loop is on the anode to anode, which is okay. And cathode to anode, it's open loop as well, yes. So that's what I mean, you know, I would have to check it, but now when we will get the first two on the right, it's like that. So now let's check. We've got a 0. Yes, you can see that as well on the display. I mean, on my phone. So guys, if we've got a problem with a transformer, this won't work. So customer was unlucky. Switch off the meter. And what I can say, oh, that will be beeping now that it's disconnected. Yeah, that's fine. Cancel. What I want to say is, so now we know that it's an issue with a transformer, and we know that unless we will rewind the transformer or replace the transformer, we're unable to fix the issue. For those who don't know, where I got the, okay, that's enamel copper wire from transformers. Yes, that's one of the transformers winding, like this, see, inside. There is not many windings on them because these are high frequencies, so these are quicker to wind. Not always you can rewind it, so if you want to be super careful, you would have to get another transformer. But we don't know yes, we don't know how it was wind. We know that there are 1 to 3 outputs, yes, and it's going on the output probably 3.35 and 12 volts, okay, that's what I'm guessing. But the problem only is with high frequency is that they are using higher frequency for the switching, because that's the switching power supply. So I would have to check how long the wire is, order the same thickness of the wire, enameled copper wire, more, because you buy it more. And again, for those who don't know, you buy them in those, yes. Only this one's really thin, you know, thinner than that one. And I would have to then try to wind it, or find the same specification somewhere online, because I don't know what's the specification of this. I can only read this and try to Google it. Most of the time you can't find it to be true, because usually when they are making these devices, they are custom made those transformers as well. So in that case, it's a probably no fix, or I could look similar power supply, similar design, copy what I see over there, and use then transformer which will be similar. Or calculate these windings, thickness of the wire, which for a regular person you will say no, yes, but I can do it, yes. I've done it in the past. I'm not saying it's super easy and I really want to do it. For sure, for customer it's not worth. I said to the customer that if I'll find an issue, I'll let them know, and I'll let him know actually, and I let him know that the transformer have died, and we don't know if something else is wrong. We know that the transformer had died, and because of that it can't turn on pretty much. So it's producing 1 of the volts, but that's it, that's full stop. You've got standby voltage on, and then the rest we don't. I don't know if you have any questions about that. If so, please leave comments down below. I'm not an expert with power supply. For sure it's dangerous, because we're talking 246, 8 volts, sometimes over 250 here in the UK. What I can say to you is that these are 230 volts. That's too much, you know, for an average work of those. If they are 230 and they are not with a bit of a space, and they are working on 220 to 30, then this is overuse all the time, especially if it's heavy loaded at the computer side. So that's dying quicker as well. So then those transformers are dying, and I see it, guys. But I know it to the level that I can fix it. If I really have to, I will rewind it. I just don't like to bin whole power supply for that. You can do an inverter. If you don't know, you can do inverter from old power supply. You can use some protections from it as well. So yeah, it's, you know, you can do other products. You can use radiators, you can use partially PCB enclosure as well. So you can reuse those components, even the wires, you know. But if you would like to fix it properly, that's it. I'll speak to the customer. Customer will be wanting another power supply. Order it quickly, deliver it quickly, or if I'll find something locally, maybe he want to buy something locally. But probably he will want something with a warranty, because he spent like a lot of money on it. I'm not even charging for this checkup. This is a not warranty job, because customer knew that the components which we replace, I've used my power supply. It's just for test, you know, 450 watts, just power supply which don't have even 8 pin for the GPU, has 6 pins. So for testing, quick test of this GPU, and if this have a picture, I've seen that it has a picture, customer's seen it, so I said, you know what, let's just order the power supply. You'll pay me only for the power supply, because you paid for repair of this computer anyway. So I will just literally charge you only for the power supply. But I did want to test what's wrong with this power supply, even if he will leave me this power supply here, to know what parts are good, what parts are bad, and if I can expect to fix it anytime soon or not. So now at least you've got a less than 15 minutes video and you know how to check it out. I knew I have to go for the transformer, believe it or not, because if you're doing quite a few of them, you learn the pattern. Again, if you ever open it, if you see capacitors by yourself, 100 ohm 5 watt resistor like this, and discharge capacitors before working on it, and never, please never, if you're not trained, don't work on them under the mains, because that's your life. I've heard we've got only one, you know, so if we've got only one which we remember, then even if you've got many, you don't remember those other ones, you might lose it. Yeah, if it's even if it's not a loss for you, maybe for someone else, don't do it, just don't do it. But yeah, then when you working on them, most of the time you can find fault without plugging them to the mains, believe it or not. If you have to plug in to mains, I say you really don't have to. Yes, if the primary side is shorted, you can diagnose it as well. If it is secondary, usually you can try, you've got standby and you can try to switch it on, and then you see the problem. Most of the time are them. Sometimes there are different faults as well, of course, but that's most of the time. So that's it in this video. Hopefully you've got a lesson out of it. If you did like the video, here's thumbs up to you for liking the video. Hopefully you can send them back as well my way. And that's it. Again, if you've got any questions, leave them down below. See you in the next video. Cheerio.